Guys, Marcus here again with another SpriteKit video. I hope you're doing well. Excuse my messy bed. Didn't realize it was messy until now, but here we are. Alright, so tonight I have very little time. So what I'm going to do is the goal today for coding in SpriteKit is just going to be to abstract some of the functionality away from the scene_did_load method. So I'll show you where we're at. If you weren't here earlier this week or even last week, in this series we're developing an iOS game called Assteroids. It's just like the 80s arcade game Assteroids, except for instead of asteroids there are asses that we shoot, and other than that the game's pretty much the same functionality and everything, but I'm just basically putting my own spin on the game Assteroids. I'm doing that because I want to learn SpriteKit and overall just level up my coding skills, so we're just learning together. There's a lot to explain, so if you want you can check out the videos earlier in the series in the playlist and just follow along from there. I don't have that much time to explain how far we've come. But basically where we're at right now is we just have the assets on the screen. And then today is going to be a really short video of just me, like I mentioned earlier, of just abstracting out some of the functionality. So, so one of the things that I want to abstract out are generating the poop. So the poop is like the alien ship. The alien ship in Assteroids is the one that comes by and shoots you. So I'm just going to write a function call here, generate poop, and then I'm going to actually declare the function below. Right, so let's declare the generate poop function. So generate poop, come on, let's generate some poop. Okay, so what am I thinking? I've been silent, and I'm not supposed to be silent because this is a video. So I want to generate the poop just like we're generating the spaceship. So here we have to generate the spaceship. And I see here in the signature we have a position property. And it has a position, CG points, and it returns a sprite node. So that's kind of what I want our signature to be for the poop as well, because we're going to need to decide the position of the poop dynamically. We're going to have to decide where it's going to be dynamically. So we're going to say down here, we're going to say position. And we're just going to cut this. Actually, we're going to return sprite node. Yeah, this video's not going to go into deep as far as explaining what's going on. But basically what I want to do is return the sprite node. A sprite node is like the basic building block of a SpriteKit game. Sprite nodes basically, they hold all the different elements of the game. Like everything you see on the screen is like a sprite node. So, or some kind of node. In this case, we have the sprite node. Which will contain the image of our poop. And so I am from the generate poop function. I am declaring an image by pulling out the asset named poop white from our assets library or assets folder, putting it into an image, then putting that image into a texture. A texture is a kind of a special type that sprite nodes accept. So when the sprite node accepts the texture, it is able to display the original image. Then down here we're setting the anchor point, which is the point at which the scene or the app judges the position of the given node. We have the size in points with a width and height, and then we have the position. So that is how that works. And we are missing a return type here, because outside of this we're supposed to be returning something. So I'm going to return nil. I farted. Excuse me. Alright. So I abstracted that out. Let's say the poop generation is okay, so we need to pass it a position. So let's say let's pass it a position. So we'll say we'll pass it a CG point. So we'll say CG point XY, and we'll say 150 0. So basically what I'm doing here is passing it a point which corresponds to the position on the screen. And we're missing the label. So with that done, we should be able to roll or run the app, and then we should get a poop on the screen. We had a poop on the screen before. Just want to make sure it hasn't disappeared. Oh my god. I can't make my mind up. Do I want to be cold? Do I want to be hot? I'm drinking cold water and I have the heater on. So there we go. There's our poop. Alright, so we did that. Now we want to abstract out the butt. So let's say self.add child butt. No, self.add child generate butt. And butt will be a method. We're going to pass it a position. I realize I don't have this function defined yet, but I can kind of predict what we'll need. So basically what I'm doing here is passing it an x and y value to correspond to a certain place on the coordinate plane. Negative 150 is going to be off to the left half of the screen. The y coordinate, the y value being 0, is going to be halfway down the screen in the center. So we just need to declare this method. So you can kind of just do it by stealing this signature here. Or not signature, but yeah, I guess it is a signature kind of, besides the function name. And so we'll say func generate butt, and we'll paste that in. We'll say return nil, and then we'll just copy and paste the butt. Sorry if this isn't enough explanation. I'll go over it in more detail, or if you want to watch I'll go over it in more detail in another video, or if you want to watch the previous videos in the series, you'll understand what I'm doing better. But this is just as simple as abstracting out some functionality that we had in the main method. The main method is kind of like viewDidLoad. If you're used to UIKit, it might be like a main method you see in C++, but in this case, since we're using SpriteKit, it says SceneDidLoad, which is just basically the same thing. It's like the main place where your code starts to execute. Let's remove this. Alright, so let's run the app. Make sure nothing disappeared. Hope that didn't turn my volume too far down. Yeah, I think that's good. Alright, so we still have all of our assets showing on the screen. So it looks like our job is done today. I know that was really quick, but that's all we had time for. So I'm just going to commit. We're going to say abstract asset rendering stage all commit. Then we're going to push. Then we're going to make sure it shows up in our freaking GitHub. Why didn't it commit? Why didn't it push? The heck? Didn't we push? What's going on? There we go. Got a little green square. That's good. Alright. So, thanks guys. I'm going to call it there. I really appreciate you tuning in for another episode of Asteroids. If you haven't already, freaking destroy, mutilate, decimate, behead, disembowel, annihilate that subscribe button, and hit the like button and notification bell if you want to receive more content about butts in SpriteKit iOS. Alright, thanks guys, bye.